One of the reasons that a lot of people say that they prefer an e-ink tablet over an iPad for note-taking and general sort of productivity use is the writing experience. The experience that you get when writing on an e-ink tablet is more akin to real handwriting, the feel of paper, the feel of real handwriting, and therefore it gives a little bit more of a sense that you are actually writing on a piece of paper, which you know you're not. But be that as it may, one of the ways that the iPad has combated that, or the company Paperlike has assisted the iPad in combating that issue, is with the Paperlike screen protector. And Paperlike is a very interesting company. I've had their screen protectors a couple of different times, and I just recently decided to not only put the screen protector on, but dig into the products that they offer as well. I mean, they offer other pen nibs, and they offer a holder and all that kind of stuff for the pencil, but they also offer PDF hyperlinked journals and planners and those kinds of things, which are very nice. And I'm actually thinking of using them in 2025 to help myself stay more organized. So let's thank today's sponsor, Avia, and their Deadbolt Plus Smart Lock. The Deadbolt Plus is the world's smallest keypad smart lock. It can be retrofit to any door that has a cylinder lock on it. The Avia Deadbolt Plus uses thread, and it makes the Deadbolt Plus incredibly responsive. You can unlock your Deadbolt Plus with Apple Homekit on your iPhone. You can unlock with a key code. You can even program Apple Home automation to turn lights or other things on and off when you lock or unlock your door. Using the Deadbolt Plus is super easy. You can either go to the Apple Home app, you could tell Siri to lock or unlock your door. You could even put a control center widget on your control center so that you can easily access the Deadbolt and open and close it right there. The Deadbolt Plus has super long life. You've got 18 plus months of battery life with 4 AA batteries, so you don't have to have a special kind of battery to make it work. And the Deadbolt Plus is AAA security rated. If you need to let someone in your house at a specific time, you can set up a time-sensitive key code for them to use. And finally, you can configure it to auto lock itself, which for me will be a big deal because I often forget to lock my door. Thanks again to Avia for sponsoring the video. Check out the Deadbolt Plus. Links down in the description. Click that link, people. Go. But I wanted to take the time here today to put an iPad with a Paperlike screen protector on it. It's the newer Paperlike screen protector, version 2. And I wanted to compare that to what it's like writing on the books. Well, I always forget the name of this thing. Why? I wanted to compare it to what it's like to write on the book's AirNote 4C. In using a few different e-ink tablets, and if you want to see the videos that I've made on those e-ink tablets, there'll be links in the description and a playlist and all that kind of stuff that you can check out. But in using a lot of the e-ink tablets, I found that there are a couple of different kinds of e-ink tablets. There are e-ink tablets that are very restrictive by nature because they want to be as much like an analog paper experience as you could possibly get. But then there are also ones like the books line that have Android and you can download apps and all that kind of stuff. So it's like the note-taking plus reading and all the different things that you can get on Android that you can use on a book's tablet. So it runs the gamut between those things. Whereas the iPad is generally a consumption device. Now, people do use them for their everyday computing needs. People do video editing and all that kind of stuff on them. They're incredibly powerful. The new M4 chip is absolutely insanely overpowered for what most people would ever do on an iPad. It has more apps developed for the iPad that give you opportunities for drawing and note-taking and writing and all that kind of stuff. So that is a benefit for the iPad, but it's also, for some people, a detraction. because the sort of all-encompassing experience that you can get for an iPad takes away from focus, people gravitate toward eInk tablets. So I just wanted to test the writing experience and sort of talk about how I feel about eInk tablets now, having used several of them over the past month or two, and the iPad, which I've had, and I've had many of them, and I've had different sizes, different configurations, etc., etc. So first, let's look at the book's Note Air Force C. And I'm just going to do a little writing here, and you can follow along. So so you saw there the refresh. Like, I don't know what's going on now. I don't know why it's... The latency on this, like when I write hi, there's a little bit of latency. And when I say latency, I really mean the time between when I start to write and when the image appears. It's not bad. It's not distracting once you start going. It's not anything like that, but it is there. And so you have to recognize that. I think it's important to say that it is there. Now let's move over here to the iPad. Apple Pencil Pro. And I'm going to just do the same thing. Now you see there, one thing that the iPad is doing is making my writing a little bit more legible. And the latency on the iPad is almost non-existent. And then you can do the hover thing where it gives you like a little pen, and then you can also do this eraser. There's a lot more features. The pen has a lot more features. The writing experience has a lot more features. It'll clean things up. It does a better job than the eInk tablets that I've used in using AI to turn text into type, which is good. I actually used that just today with a script that I was writing. I wrote the script in handwriting, and then I had it converted to text, and it was great. It was great. But the important thing here is the feeling of eInk versus iPad. Now, this has a different kind of pen, a different kind of nib to it. It's kind of like a pencil point. It has it's a little bit of a softer material. It's not soft, but it's kind of a softer material. And so when you're writing on it, there is a nice drag, and the eInk screen seems to have a little bit more give to it. I'm writing with a calligraphy pen here, and with the iPad, I'm writing with just a regular pen. I can write with, let's see what the calligraphy, I like that. Okay. So there's my signature, and there's my signature. Pop. I will say, though, that writing on the iPad when it's just bare glass is not a pleasant experience. You kind of just feel like you're hitting glass with a plastic pencil. This is the first time that I've used the new Paperlike, the new and improved Paperlike screen protector. And while it doesn't have the give and the resistance and the sort of pull that the eInk tablet has, it does have a very nice soft touch to it. And there's just enough resistance to make me feel like the pen is not going to run out of sometimes when I write with the iPad, I feel like the pen is not tethered to the screen enough, and it feels like it's just slipping away. And so then I find that I strain when writing. So this Paperlike makes it better. If I had to say which one is better from a writing experience, I would have to say that the eInk tablet is a better writing experience. Does that trump the improved everything else, the sheer power and features of the iPad? I don't know. I suppose for me, the ultimate decision maker would be like, would I want to use something that is outside of the Apple ecosystem, which I'm fully entrenched in, just for my note taking, that would give me a better writing experience and perhaps help me stay more focused? Or would I want to use something like the iPad that's within the Apple ecosystem that gives me all of the features that it has? And if I could find a way to not be distracted by stuff that you can do in the iPad, then it would be an equally good experience. I found myself, as I used more and more eInk tablets, so I've tried the Paperlike Paper Pro, I've tried the Kindle Scribe 2, or the 2024 version of the Kindle Scribe. I've tried this Onyx, this Books Note Air 4C. I've also tried an iFly Tech, smaller tablet that is really more purpose functioning for business and meetings and that kind of thing. Students and business people. I have a video on it. You can check it out. It's a cool little tablet, but it sort of doesn't fly in the same world as these guys do. Writing on this is a slightly better experience. Writing on the Books Note Air 4C is a slightly better experience, but writing on the iPad, as long as I keep control of the pen, is nearly as good with this new Paperlike screen protector. So, if you're somebody who wants a separate experience, eInk tablets have come a long way. They're very, very cool, and the writing experience is really, really good. If you're somebody who has an iPad, doesn't want to leave the iPad, doesn't want to do anything, but wants to use the pencil more, which is, I think, something that a lot of people say. I don't ever use the pencil. If you want to use the pencil more, if you want to do more handwriting, which I find is one way to really sort of engage my brain in first gear, as opposed to like typing does it too. But anyway, that's beside the point. Get a Paperlike screen protector. There are all kinds of other ones out there. I've tried several of them. They're less expensive, but they're not as good, and they don't give you the same experience. So I would say grab a Paperlike screen protector, grab their PDFs for planning and journaling, and get more into it with your iPad. I don't know if I really said anything in this video that wasn't already obvious. However, it was something that I was curious about. I had not put the two side by side and done the writing. And I think at the end of the day, the iPad is just the superior overall experience, but the Books Note Air 4C has the better handwriting experience. But there are things about how underpowered it is that make it, the latency, et cetera, make it overall a slightly less polished experience. Anyway, that's what I've got to say about this stuff. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Have you tried eInk tablets? Do you have an iPad? Have you tried the Paperlike? Would you use an iPad or something like an eInk tablet as a note-taking machine? I'm curious. Let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you want to come back and see more videos like this, I make videos like this all the time. You can hit that subscribe button, like and bell notify yourself, and all of those kinds of things. And come on back and see me whenever a new video comes out. If you want to engage more in the JTL experience, there's memberships down there. Cheap memberships help me sort of keep the channel running and the lights on here at JTL, the JTL Cave. I also have a music channel and a bunch of other stuff. Links to all of my socials and everything else that I do, link in bio down in the description, so you can go and check out all that stuff. Otherwise, thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Until the next time, I'm out.